Hi, my plan for this video, which I hope to be a part of a series, is to show how a blind person does something and give more information about what I do. All blind people have something in common, but mileage varies due to experience and capability. This is based off of me as a totally blind person with about 12 years of experience. And this first video, I will be explaining how I get into a car. The first thing I want to talk about is how I orient myself to the car. If it's parked and you're giving me a ride, lead me to the car and, touch the car, the one I'm going to be getting into, because that's kind of important. Tell me if I'm at the front of the car or the back of the car or whatever, and I can usually figure out how to get in from there. When it comes to picking me up, I'm usually, if I'm at home, I'm usually in the driveway waiting to go. And depending on the time of day and if I've gotten a ride from that person before, I generally recognize the engine noise. Like, for example, if I'm in my driveway at 4 a.m. and I'm waiting for a pickup for workout, the only car I'm hearing is probably going to be your car. I also have friends who I've gotten rides from that I just done it so many times I recognize the sound of the car, or where they pull up like into the driveway in front of the house or whatever. I also recognize the sound of their vehicle. Like, I have one friend who has a Jeep and I can hear him like all the way out before he gets to the subdivision. From there, I generally do where I listen to the engine and orient myself to the engine, and we're listening to where they parked. I will not move until they are parked and not moving anymore. So if they parked in the driveway, I'll listen for the engine and I'll put my hand lightly on the side of the vehicle and follow it till I get to the side view mirror, and then I'll get in from there. If they pull out in front of my house, I'll go for the engine, and that will tell me if they're parked that way or that way, with the driver's side facing me or the passenger side facing me. Normally, if I heard them pull up, go past the house, and then turn around, I'll know the passenger side is heading towards me, so I know I can get in through that door. Once I get through there, it's pretty much easy because I just feel for either the mirror or the door handles and go from there. Once I find the right door and I open it, if I've ridden in the car before, I'll usually get right in. Otherwise, I'll give myself a couple of seconds to orient myself to how the door feels, door frame, the seat, just things like that. It's hard to explain. It's just something we do. I've gotten into a sports car, the low slung ones, regular sedans, SUVs, minivans, trucks, lifted trucks, very lifted trucks, and I even got on a motorcycle once. Not a Harley. I've ridden those before. I lost my sight, but I haven't gotten the chance to ride one yet since I lost my sight. This is a street bike, a crotch rocket. Getting on it's a little bit more involved than just slinging your leg over it and sitting down. There are pegs on the sides, and you're supposed to put your left leg on one and then swing over like you're mounting a horse or a bike. But my left leg is not best leg, so I had to have some help from my friend, his shoulders anyways, to balance myself to get up onto it. And once I got on, it was fun. I'm looking forward to being able to do that again someday. Other than that, that's pretty much it when it comes to one final thing to consider is what to do with my stuff. I generally keep my stuff, if at all possible, at my feet because I see with my hands and I like to keep my eye on things, and I can't do that if I can't touch it. That means stuffing the spot at my feet with shopping bags, or like at workout, my backpack with my weights in it, which I have like 12s or 15s depending on how lazy I'm feeling, and my exercise mat, which is it's pretty big, about the length of a yoga mat, but considerably heavier than one. I remember I got a ride from an Uber once, and the driver went to hand it to me, and he explained about how heavy it was, and he totally wasn't expecting it to be that heavy. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, my cane. It folds up, but it's short, and I generally don't have to fold it up unless I'm in a very small space. So everything, that's pretty much it. I hope that all of that satisfied your curiosity about how a blind person, namely this one, gets into a car and does other, basic car stuff you might not even think about doing. If you have any questions or comments about how I do something or why I do something, feel free to leave them in the comments. If you have a tip or an idea that you think might work for me, go ahead and leave those in the comments too. Otherwise, there's my email, which is NoFrillNoShill@gmail.com, or Twitter, which I really don't use very much, is at NoFrillNoShill, all together, one word. Thanks. I hope that was informative.